For 22 miles, continue straight.
Good morning, everybody. Back in the Dooley. Turn the radio off here. Also got GPS running. Let me see if I can. I guess it's fine. Still recording here. All right, guys. Just leaving Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. Coming off 27 here near the Soddy Daisy Flea Market, where I started my entrepreneur. Well, yeah, my first business. I started buying and reselling at the Soddy Daisy Flea Market when I was just a kid. First off, my dad would give me out-of-date Twix peanut butter crackers. Twix peanut butter candy bars. And we'd get them by the case. He was doing a food run for Larbrook, and he could do 2 invoices, one for the school and one for himself. And we had a freezer stocked full of stripples, and we grew up vegetarian. So I'm still vegetarian, but my kids and wife aren't. But yeah, we cereal that was out of date. I remember we had all kinds of stuff. But the candy bars, he'd give me 10 cents on the pound. I go to Soddy Daisy Flea Market, make $100. Back in the early 80s, mid 80s, that's a lot of money for a man to have in his pocket. Just 16, 17, 18, somewhere in that, maybe even a little younger. And maybe been as 14, 15. I was driving, so I had to have been 16, 17, 18. But, yeah. It would be enough for gas, going into town, having some Taco Bell, and things that we like to do. Go see a movie or something like that. Didn't go to the theater a lot either, but I did see my first movie in the theater was Rambo, downtown Dayton, Tennessee. Anyway, I remember that's the first movie I ever saw in the theater. I was a freshman in high school. Didn't really have TV in the house till about that time. And then it was just Gilligan's Island and a few shows, Little House on the Prairie, just a few shows we were allowed to watch. But anyway, guys, just praising the Lord this morning for the life He's given me, my family, my wife. It's almost Thanksgiving. Thursday is Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for the gospel, thankful for the cross, I'm thankful for what Jesus did, for what God did, sending Jesus, His only Son, to save us. It's a miracle, and I pray each day for the Lord to use me in to His glory. I'm going right now down to Riverview. A lot of people may know where that is. Hickson Pike, downtown Chattanooga. It's a real wealthy area, but old area. But on the river. A lot of the houses there's a lot of houses in Riverview that are not on the river, but there's a few. And they're all $1 million homes in there or more, multi-million, a lot of them. Just huge mansions. But anyway, I got a Steinway Grand down here I'm going to go look at. I've offered a guy $7,500 on consignment. It's early 80s. It's 35, 40 years old, I guess, something like that. But anyway, maybe it's not, 35 years. Just had my 35-year high school reunion. Time keeps flying by. But anyway, guys, praising God. Can't leave this back in the Dooley video without going out, sending a shout out to my sponsor, Josh Omala. He's a musician, pianist in Kenya, Africa. He's come over to visit us. He's been raising his boys, and we've been sponsoring them. And he's gone through it, really have. A lot of things have changed in Africa after COVID. They're just not spending money on pianists, ballrooms, and bars over there like they were. And if they are, he's just about my age, in his 50s, and maybe they found some younger pianists. I don't know, but it's harder and harder for him in Mombasa, Kenya. So he finally moved to Hama Bay County, Kenya, near Victoria, Lake Victoria. And he lives about 12 miles outside of that town in the rural area. You know, they don't have any electricity, even though the poles are right there on his farm, but they don't have any electricity hooked up, running water, modern toilets, very primitive over there, just living off the land. But I've helped him get a farm going this summer. We fenced about half of it in. We were able to raise about $950, $1,200, somewhere in there. We got, I don't know, 35 poles put in, barbed wire fence. It's nice. You have to check it out. I've got several videos of it here, shorts of it, videos of it. But he's going to get his boys over in Kenya. Well, down in Mombasa, that's on the coast. His boys have been living down there 4 months while he tries to get this farm up and going. And he's struggling. He still has a lot to plant and a lot to do. And I've only been able to, you know, raise so much. I thank all my supporters. There's a lot of the Vega family that has supported Josh multiple times when they only made $300 or $400 in a week, and they had their own bills and everything else. They gave the 10% of their tithe to Josh multiple times, which really helped. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you, Vega family. And there was another associate of mine, Mario Salazar, that worked for me for many years. Good friend of mine, living in Texas right now with his family. But I wouldn't say that he's a wealthy man, but probably makes a good paycheck. But not like he's, excuse me, I think he works construction, not like he's making a doctor's salary or anything. He said $50 multiple times, just outstanding. It all adds up. I'm telling you guys, we put 3 or 5 guys on the farm working 10-hour days, and no one gets paid by the hour in Kenya. They get paid by the day. And if you're going to work, you're going to come in for 10 hours, and you get $10 a day. If you're lucky, some people make $8 a day. So that's if you have a skill. These are skilled fence carpenters. They come with their levels and their plumbing strings, and they know that's not like their first fence or their first house. So I'm super excited, guys, because Josh called me and just distraught, didn't know what to do. The shack that he's living in, the old, he sold a piano that I sent to him, several years ago. He had a console and sold it and was able to construct, at least dry in, a house for his parents, because the old shack that they were living in, water, they have a lot of rains coming off Victoria Lake over there, a lot of rainy season, which we're going through right now. And it just floods, and all the firewood gets wet, their beds get wet, everything gets wet, and it's just a little shack that he's living in, and he's been living in for the last 4 months. You've probably seen some pictures of him cooking in there. Just go through some of my videos. He had to go get his boys early. He was planning to go get them in January, but there was a guy high up in government over there that had a government job, made some money, had his own little condo over there in Mombasa, Kenya. And he let Josh stay there with his boys for free, but he had to pay the trash pickup and the utilities and whatnot. But he said it'd been long enough, and Josh had to go. His boys had to go. Josh's been gone, and just the neighbor's been feeding them, and we've been sending some money.
In half a mile, keep left onto State Route 153 South.
GPS going. Sorry, guys. Gonna down in the Riverview, like I said. But anyway, he said no, they got to be gone by December 1st. We're gonna Airbnb the condo, and you've had a long enough time to find suitable housing. Well, Josh freaked out because it's taboo over there, even though their parents in their 90s have a nice house. Eventually, Josh will get that house when they pass on.
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto State Route 153 South.
Okay, we will. But you know, the Lord's blessing them with a long
In 3.3 miles, take a slight right turn onto Hickson Pike South.
Hickson Pike. So, they're still alive, and they're in the newer house, even though he hasn't finished it. No electricity, you know, no door. Well, they got some doors, I think, but he still has some windows and some trim, and I don't know if they use sheetrock over there. They stucco the inside, I think, but he's still got a lot of that stuff to do. So they're just kind of living in one room. But at least it's dry, you know. It's got a metal roof on it. It's a brick house he built, so it'll eventually be very nice. He may just build a new one once he gets the farm up and going. But I think he'll eventually fix that one up and move into it. But it's taboo in Africa to stay in the same house with your parents. Isn't that crazy? So, I mean, they're not even considering it. I said, well, what about just for a few weeks until you can get something going, or a couple months? No. Taboo. So he just called me distraught. Needed $950 to buy the tin needed to build a simple home structure. No foundation. We cut down a ton of trees on his property to clear for the fence. And I thought it was amazing. I got a few pictures, at least one video of it on here. If you scroll through my channel, Real Life, you'll see they just cut the trees down and made, 6x6s and lumber right there on the spot with a chainsaw, like a sawmill, but they just did it rough cut lumber. Go right down the log. Got 3 boards on this log, it was kind of crazy, but it was kind of neat. But they got enough, wood to build this structure, then they're just gonna nail tin to it, corrugated tin. The roof's gonna be made out of it, the walls are gonna be made out of it. They'll just put like stones in the floor, or maybe gravel and sand. They may pour concrete. I don't think they're gonna pour concrete floor. He might put some pre-made patio stones in there, but they're gonna fix up a simple little home over there. No electricity. I just hooked him up with the solar. They have solar systems that you can rent over there. The cheapest system is like one little light or something, and I think it's like $1. I forget what it is. It's really cheap. But I don't know if it's yearly or monthly. I'll have to look into that, and that'll be another video. But I was telling Josh, I said we should, it's for rural people that, coming up with $1 a month is a lot of money to some people over there that just don't have an income. So anyway, I'm sure.
In 1 mile, take a slight right turn onto Hickson Pike South.
Turn on Hickson Pike South here in a mile. So anyway, he's got a little solar system, so he can have some lights, and he can charge his cell phone. That's how he stays in contact with all his workers. And anyway, $10 a day, man. So if anybody has $5, $10 they can help Josh with. I didn't have $950 to help him with, but I decided what I was going to do is sell some patio furniture. My wife threw out a patio set, nice metal table, a couple desks, an Ethan Allen bed my daughter outgrew. We got her a queen bed. So all this stuff went to my business out behind the store, a bistro table set. I said, I'm gonna put all this on Marketplace, see if I can come up with $950. It's Thanksgiving. I'm gonna send it to
Turn left onto Norcross Road.
so he can build this simple house so his boys are not in this shack. Because his boys, he said they've grown up, they've always been in a home or apartment. They've always had a bathroom, they've always had a stove, they've always had running water. They're not used
in 2 miles,
primitive.
take a slight right turn onto Hickson Pike.
Sorry guys, back on here. I'm not sure what happened. My GPS cut me off, but his kids aren't used to this primitive lifestyle. They've always been like Americans, living, having the more comfortable things in life. This will be like camping, it'll be like roughing it camping, not clamping, whatever they call that, but camping. Not the type of camping my wife likes to do with us with our big fifth wheel camper. Oh no, this is like living in a tent with a campsite with no sewer hookups, no electricity, no internet. This is where they're at out there. But he's blessed because his dad left him. His dad's dad left them 12 acres, all flat. They donated a part of it to a water company, and there's a well and a water source there that everybody can come and get water from. So he does have nice, clean drinking water there on the premises, not piped in. They have to go get it by the bucketfuls, but there is a water station. And so that's good for his farm because he can probably get some water from there, fill up his tank, then he can irrigate during the slow passing a funeral here. So we stop in America, we pull over, we throw our flashers on. It's out of respect for the funeral. You see they all have funeral in the front of the window. So here in America, when someone dies, we stop, we pull over on the side of the road, and that's how we show our respect for people that have passed away here in America. Funeral going on, but just thought I would show you that real quick. But yeah, so his kids are moving. He's going on Friday to get his 2 boys. One's little Josh Jr. I can't think of the other fella's name, but that's horrible because I've known him for years. Josh, my mind just kind of drew a blank. I'll know it here in just a minute. One's probably 16. The other one's a little younger than that. They're getting a little older now. So it's going to be a shock for them to come live on the farm, and all the friends they'll have there just, run their cows around to different places to graze, and there's not many opportunities over there. Josh was very smart, so he got a scholarship in Africa to go to the finest high schools and the finest colleges, and got a music degree.
At the next stop sign, take a slight right turn.
Plays trumpet and other musical instruments, teaches music. But one thing I've noticed over there in Africa, they want young, and maybe here in America too, they want young talent. Josh is 50, or almost 50, so it's harder and harder to get jobs the older you get, I believe, in some of these hotels and schools. They want the new, young, bright, full of energy students, teachers, I should say. Schools do. They cherry pick over there. But anyway, from music to farming, that's Josh. That's what he's doing. And I'm here to encourage him. I'm here to support him. We got a GoFundMe out there. Look in the link below. There's a GoFundMe. Go ahead and subscribe and like this page if you've enjoyed this Back in the Dooley video. It's what we call the series. I'm driving a Ford F-350 Dooley, and so Super Duty. So it just made sense to say we're back in the Dooley, because this is when I get on here and do my videos. I don't ever have time any other time. I'm always
at the stop sign. Take a slight right turn onto Hickson Pike.
We took a shortcut and we're back on Hickson Pike now. But Anyway, guys, just about to pass my place of business. I own a piano store, and that's probably why.
In 3.5 miles, take a slight left turn onto Riverview Road.
Josh got a hold of me and how he became my sponsor. That's my place of business right there, an old Shoney's big boy, Summit Pianos. That's my place of business. I just passed. We retail pianos here, and like I said, we've sent Josh many. He's come over here and hung out with us for a week, taking him to church, taking him down to some jazz concerts, some fine restaurants here in Chattanooga. And you know, a lot of people laugh at Josh and make fun of him. They say, why didn't you just stay? Even if you were illegal and, you know, had to work under the table for Mr. Summitt or some construction, you know, you could find a job that just pay you by the under the table without a green card, because there's no opportunities like there is in America. In Kenya, there may be some in the bigger towns. But anyway, guys, I haven't sold any of that furniture yet. I went ahead and sacrificed for Josh. Sent him the money he needed because he's down to a week before his boys come. And he is just crying, needing a place to put his boys that was dry, safe, you know, halfway presentable, so they wouldn't be in too much shock. So I'm going to be posting lots of videos of buying the supplies this week, the workers out there framing it up tomorrow, Wednesday putting on the sheet metal and the roof. Yeah, and they may keep working on it, and it may come to a stop as far as my videos, because Josh has to leave Thursday or Saturday and go get his boys, and I might miss out on some of the construction. But I want to share as much of the construction I can with you. How we're going to build a house for $950. How I was able to sell some of my used patio furniture. I redid my patio. All the deck boards were rotting, so I got in there. All my stringers were split and rotting out, so I cut out new stringers and redecked my deck. I put all new steps in and stained it all. Put new 6x6 toppers on there. It looks real nice, looks brand new. We didn't want to put the old furniture back up there. I said, well, I'll sell this furniture and build a house in Kenya. How I sold some used patio furniture and built a house in Kenya for under $1,000. You got to watch this. It's going to be some great videos. It's just going to go and show how I think the total price, wages and everything, is going to be about $1,500, guys. This is going to be Josh calls it a shack. It's going to be a primitive house, but it's way better than the leaky shack that he has right now that fills up with water. It's in a low spot. He's going to build on the other side of the compound there, or the farm, I guess you could say, on a higher area, be away from his parents' house, have a little privacy. So anyway, yeah, like I said, his dad donated part of his land to the water source, little spring or well they have there, and then the government came in or some organization helped him with the water tank and all that. But then he donated a big portion to the church that he goes to. There's a church on the premises. So his dad's been
in 1 mile, take a slight left turn onto Riverview Road.
And Josh is just excited to be able to have some acreage that's paid for that he could farm. He's been putting in mango trees and banana trees, and we've got a huge couple acres of maize going right now. So that's like corn here, and they grind it up and they make a paste out of it, and they eat it with a collard green. I think there's another green called rape. That's really good. Put salt and oil, make it really salty and oily, and they just eat it with their hands. They don't have forks over there, but I mean, they may, but not on the farm, man. They eat with your hands. But it's pretty neat. Anyway, watch the videos. We're going to build a house in Kenya for under $1,000, and we're going to come up with the money selling some used patio furniture that I was throwing out. So anyway, guys, God bless you. Bless someone else. If you got an extra $5, $10 in your pocket, it's going to cost us about $30 a day for about a week to pay the workers that are going to build this house. So the metal was what was most expensive. You know, most of the $950 I sent is going to go for the sheet metal. They had everything else. They need some nails and some windows and doors and a few other things. So if you've got a few extra dollars, go down to the description below and go to the GoFundMe. Leave $5 even, man. It's going to help. I've given all I could. I had
continue straight.
Savings saved up. I sent everything I could, and I'm hoping that
use the left lane to take a slight left turn. Then take a slight left turn.
Riverview Road, I'm turning in here.
In 900 feet, take a slight left turn onto Riverview Road.
Okay. I'm hoping I can, put some of that cash back. I used all the cash I had, and I've got Christmas gifts coming up. I've got some bills and some things I was going to use with that, but I sacrificed for Josh. His boys need a place to live. It is Thanksgiving, and I'm happy to give. I want to see these guys dry and safe in their
Take a
house.
Slight left turn onto Riverview Road.
So, love you guys. I got to go. I'm about to pull up in Riverview here and look at a piano, see if we can pick it up on consignment. I don't have $7,500 to purchase this thing with. I'm going to pick it up on consignment, put it on my floor, hopefully find somebody that'll be willing to buy it. And I'm sure I'll just pay some bills. But that's the way it works.
In 900 feet, turn right onto Lawrence Road.
Okay. Love you guys. Keep God number one. Let's spread the gospel and love to everyone that we meet. Let's pray for God's will in our life instead of us just trying to figure it out. Love you. Click the link below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. Helps my channel grow. Love you guys.